post. All right. And then we can just reshare the slides. I think we clicked all the things. I am sweaty. Yay. Okay, before we keep moving on, did I already ask you if there was anything else you wanted to share? I think I did. Is everybody good? Okay. I'm like, where is my chat box? Let me open that back up. Oops. Okay, so we are going to do a Q&A, but I did want to briefly share about how you can continue on with this work with me, and then we'll do a Q&A at the end. I am so sweaty. So think about any questions that you have and feel free to put them in the chat box. And then after this, we can go through the questions. And this can be about anything that I talked about today, anything you want to know more about, my story, like just anything that I shared, just ask me. Like I'm your business coach with you right now here for a little bit. Yeah, and then when we get back to the Q&A, I will either ask you to unmute yourself and share, or I can just read your questions in the chat. Did I explain that the right way? I'm on my period, so my brain is like really fucking scattered. I know lots of women can relate to that. So thanks for bearing with me. All right, next slide, please, Aria. All right, so I created this program called Divine Feminine Business, and as I mentioned, this is what has changed everything for me. I think I said this earlier, but I literally got this download to create this program like 3 years ago or so. And I was like, what? You want me to do this? And now it all makes sense. So it is a 3-month program. It's a course, but we're also going to be doing it live together, recording it together, and you'll get live group coaching. I believe I added on an option to add on one-on-one business coaching if you want. There's 6 different pillars. Like I said, they are on the website. I am going to... Because even if you don't want to join the program, I think there's a lot to be learned from stuff that I put on the sales page. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to talk about it all today because I talk about the 6 different pillars there. And as I've mentioned throughout, I just put the link in the chat box, by the way. As I talked about throughout this will not only change your business, but your whole fucking life. And it's been everything that's changed. Everything for me. I'm getting tongue-tied. I just said twide, tongue-tied. Beautiful. Okay, next slide, please. So just to give you an example or some examples of who I was before this work, I didn't trust myself. I was literally creating out of survival and scarcity and not listening to my heart, which I've kind of mentioned that throughout this. Like, I was like, oh my God, like I got to make a sale. I got to do this. I got to launch. I got to do that. And I wasn't like connected to what does my heart actually want. Up until this year, I also wasn't really creating content that fully landed and touched people. Like when I channel messages, for example, or when I'm sharing a really vulnerable, scary fucking story, like I've been sharing about stuff I've been going through lately that people need to hear. It's like my stuff wasn't landing with people because, again, I was disconnected from my heart. I've kind of already said a lot of these things, actually, but I was cramming myself into a box and trying to be my mentors. I think I already told you this, but I used to be afraid to cuss on social media, shockingly. And I used to be manic and think that I had to post every single day and be online all the time rather than just honoring my feminine energy and our feminine flow, because we cannot do our businesses like men can because we have periods. And when I learned to like ebb and flow with nature cycles and my own natural cycles and energy, everything changed. One thing that's coming through to share is if you don't already know about your human design type, I highly recommend looking into that, because once I learned I was a generator, everything fucking made sense to me. And if you do know your human design type, tell me in the chat box below because I geek out on that stuff. Okay, next slide. So who is Divine Feminine Business for? This program is for the powerful, gifted, sensitive entrepreneurs. Let me know if you resonate with those terms, because that is definitely me. So you just need a reminder of who the fuck you are. You feel like you know you have this huge purpose. You were put on this planet to help people, but maybe you forgot that, or maybe you need someone to remind you of it or activate it. You also feel like you want to fall in love with creating versus producing, like I kind of mentioned a second ago. And if you're feeling uninspired and forgot your power, that's kind of repetitive. This is for you, because I want to help you, whoever's listening to this, live life on your own fucking terms in business, essentially. Next slide, please. This is fun to be like, next slide, please. This is also for the type A or recovering control freak who's exhausted and craving freedom. You don't have to be type A, but you might resonate with that. I know I used to be type A, shockingly. Yeah, but you feel like you're afraid to let go, like we've been talking about throughout this, but you know something has to change and you feel ready. You may also tie your worth to exterior things like how your business is doing, how much money you're making, how much money is in your bank account, how many social media followers you have, what your body looks like, etc. But you feel like you're craving more freedom and you want to feel more connected with yourself and your body and the earth. And you just really are craving to be in your feminine so that you can let go of the fucking hustle and control bullshit that we've been talking about. And you want to feel like an actual badass in life, not just in business. Because let me tell you, when I was making the six figures and had all of this exterior success before I lost it all, I actually only felt like a badass because I had all these financial successes and business successes. And everything has changed for me. Okay, next slide, please. Or this is just really for anyone who's craving a fresh start in business, wants more freedom, fun, heart and soul, all the things that we've talked about here today and want to do things your way. And I think I just said this a second ago, but if you're just craving to, I'm losing my train of thought, my words. If you just crave to be connected to your feminine more, like I know that was me like 3-4 years ago. I was just like, I see all these women and they're feminine and like, how are they doing this? Like, I want to feel that way. I want to feel connected to my intuition and my heart and my soul and my body and my freedom and sensuality and apply this to business. That is who this program is for. So next slide, please. Let me get to the chat. Manifesting generator 1-3 Manny Jen. Yay. Ooh, I know Myers-Briggs. I'm INFJ too. Okay, I love it. Okay, I'm getting distracted. So the last thing that I want to say about who this program is for, this is a program for the woman who is craving a world. And by the way, I wrote all these things because this was me a few years ago. So I was literally talking to myself. But you're craving a world where you don't have to get on social media daily or follow the stupid fucking rules or algorithm or AI shit or whatever the fuck doesn't feel good to you. Insert there. Because as I mentioned, my intention with this program isn't to give you a blueprint of exactly how I did it, although I will share what I've done. But I want to teach you how to use your divine feminine superpowers so that you can create the business and life that feels good to you and to your soul. It makes you so fucking excited. Like, I actually get sad now when I like need to take a day off because my heart and my soul are just so fucking excited. And right now, us divine feminine entrepreneurs, we are needed now more than ever because so much is going on in the world. And I'm getting chills everywhere as I say this. So much is going on. So this is also an invitation to myself as I say this, but we have to stop playing it small and staying safe. We have to step up and lead like never before because we are needed. Okay, next slide, please. So if you are looking to join this program, this is the last slide and then we'll do the Q&A portion. And thank you for listening to this part because I know sometimes when people attend calls, they're like, I don't want to hear the sales part, and that's totally fine. Like I said earlier, I wanted to just give you guys something today that would help you even if you don't continue working with me. So this program is starting. I'm going to not go in order of what the slide says, but I'm starting this program on July 21st, but I have some early bird bonuses going on right now where you get 2 modules from my Spiritual Biz Blueprint program for free. And if you pay in full, you get 2 more. Wait, that's only 3. You get 4 total. And all that's listed on the website. Plus, I'm going to open up the group so that you can have access to questions with me now as well. Normally, so the program is, I was practicing this yesterday. I'm like, how do you say this number out loud? $1,333 is the cost of the program for the 3 months. And there's a, payment plan as well. Normally I would make it that price just for the self-paced version, but you're getting all the live coaching and everything with me too. I think I included everything there. So I think I already put the link in the chat box. I did, but I'm going to do it again there. And if you're not ready to dive deep into this program, then I have my Divine Feminine Rebirth course. That's kind of like a taste of this. It's not specific for business, but you can definitely apply a lot of it to business. My Spiritual Business Blueprint classes are not on my website, but if you want to try one of them out just to learn more about the energetics or the strategies, you can definitely message me for that. Okay, so next slide, which I think is the last slide, which is the Q&A. What questions do you have, my loves? Does anyone have questions? Does anyone want to unmute yourself? Just let me know in the chat box. It can be about anything I shared today, like I said, anything I didn't share today that you might just want to ask me, any questions about the program, anything at all.
I will ask you,
Yeah.
how do you feel like you differentiate self-sabotage from following your intuition? I have my own thoughts on this too, but I'd love to hear your take. Because, for
Yeah.
example, sometimes you don't want to like post and show up and you like don't want to force yourself and you say yourself like you're following your intuition, but really it's like you're afraid of the success that will come if you do show up consistently. So you'll self-sabotage like and you think it's intuition, but it's actually not. So like
Yeah.
your take on that.
That's such a great question. And I remember I had a healer before that I stopped working with. And she would like, I felt like she told me that I was self sabotaging a lot of the time, which looking back, I think sometimes I was. But also, I'm going to answer your question in a minute. Sometimes I just have to verbal vomit and get to the point. So I think the biggest thing that's helped me, honestly, is learning to trust myself, to trust my intuition. And what did you guys say you were? Manifesting generators. I'm not a human design expert, so I'm pretty sure you guys are like also sacral authority. Is that right or no? Because I know I'm sacral authority as a generator. Even if you're not any of these things, even if you don't know what human design is, like listening to like your gut and trusting yourself. And I think like a lot of like self-inquiry can happen or can help. I'm sorry. So like a ritual is coming through for me to share with you. And I've actually never done this before, but it's coming through to share. That if you just want to like take out your journal and ask yourself, like, why do I not want to post today? Like, do I feel like I'm self-sabotaging, or is it because I'm really actually exhausted and I need a break? Or is it because I'm just not inspired today and I need to go have some fun? And I think with a daily practice of, there's one more thing I'm going to share in a minute, of just trusting yourself more, that develops that self-trust more and more and more and more, so that you can realize and know the difference between if you're self-sabotaging and if it's really your intuition saying you need a break, because I've dealt with that a lot, actually. Does this make sense so far before I share one last thing? So something that I do pretty much every day, I don't remember where I learned this, probably from different healers over time, is I write out in a journal, hang on, my journal's not next to me. I was going to show you. So I write out, what does my mind need today? Body, heart, soul, inner child. And I'll actually add in gut, as in like your gut brain. Let me know if you know what I mean by that. You can even add in higher self if you want to. I'm making it super fancy. But when you actually ask what each of them want, a lot of times that can help you figure out like why you're kind of feeling. Because I know for me, some days I'm like, I feel torn. I want to do stuff, but I'm exhausted, but I don't know. Excuse me. And our inner child, a lot of days, can really like rule things. So it's really important to give our inner child what he or she wants. And that's been a big thing for me, because I'm like spewing all over the place, but these are just things that are coming through to share. Like a lot of times it's like my inner child is like, bitch, just go get a cupcake. Like, and then we can work later. Or like, bitch, turn on some rap music and like learn how to twerk. Cause I don't know how to twerk, even though I try. And then you'll do a post later if you want to. So yeah, let me know if all that made sense. Let me know how it landed, because I feel like I really went all over the place with that. And you can unmute yourself again if you want to, Ariel.
No, I agree on a bunch of things you said. And it is definitely like a process. I don't think there's a like a line you can draw in the sand, like this is intuition and this is self-sabotage. It takes like inquiry, like you said. And specifically, I like the idea of getting curious about why like you don't want to do something rather than judging yourself or pushing yourself, just
Yeah,
being like, why am I feeling this way? And really getting into that. I think that's probably the biggest thing. I love that you said.
cool. Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you for affirming, because I'm like, I get all these ideas sometimes and they make sense in my head, but I also want to make sure that it's making sense to other people listening to it. There was something that just came through to share. So I had a talk with another friend who's an entrepreneur sometime the last month or so. And we were talking about consistency, because like I do feel like consistency is important to a degree, but it's like, what was the word that she used? Like frequency. Like how frequently are you, like, for example, Do you want to post 3 times a week? Do you want to post once a week? Whatever it is. And I will also say with that, like every week's going to be different. Some weeks you might not do those 3 posts that you needed to. That's where it really just comes into like the flow of like the masculine and feminine. But that's something that really helped me because I used to put so much pressure on myself to post every single day or like show up every day. And I've had seasons where I've gone through where it's like I'm posting once a week and like that's what it is. And yeah, it's kind of just ebbs and flows over time. Let me know if that made sense. I'm looking at the chat box. I really like that. As a writer, the ritual feels super aligned. That's super helpful. Yay, I'm so glad. Yes, writers unite. Okay, loves. Do we have any other questions? Thank you so much for that question, Ariel. That was super valuable. And if you're listening to the replay and you have questions, feel free to, what's the word that I'm looking for? Leave your question in the comments below the video or reach out to me. Any other questions, loves? Ariane, so many names. Ariane, do you have questions? Because even though you're my helper, you can ask me questions too because you always have good questions. Don't feel like you have to, though. You're good? Okay. Nina, are you good? Yay. Okay. I think that's my last slide. Was there anything else after that? I'm pretty sure that was the last one. Yay. Okay, loves. So if you want to continue on this work with this work, so tongue twisted, I would love to help you. You can reach out if you have any questions about anything. And if you're listening to the replay, I'll have all the links below. Oh, thank you for showcasing the beautiful sales page that I made. Thank you for that. Yeah, reach out if you have any questions. And honestly, I have so many fucking courses and classes I've created over the years that on all things manifestation, feminine energy, all of that, that I didn't talk about here today. So if you ever need help picking something, if you feel called to something else, then definitely let me know. And yeah, let me see what was in the chat. Thank you. This was lovely. I'm so glad. Thanks for sharing and creating the space. Nice to connect with you. Thank you so much. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. And yeah, I'll see you on the social medias. Please keep in touch. And thank you to all the beautiful women who are here on the live with me and for all of you on the replay. Thank you for dealing with all of my tech issues and shit with Zoom today. I appreciate that. And I love you all so much. I'll see you soon. Bye, loves.